Welcome again, guys, to another video talking about completing the CLA application form for an individual. This here form that we'll be working on today is for the CLA Form 1B, and this is the supplemental form to the Form 1A, which is in another video. So as you can see here, this form is divided into several sections as it relates to an individual applying. Remember, you can only apply for a cultivator's license, and because you can only apply for a cultivator's license, only this section here applies to you. Now, if you take a look on the rest of the form, you'll see that it talks about the different licensing category. You have processor, you have transportation, you have retailer, you have research and development. Now, the only section that you are required to complete is the first section, which is A. And here, what you want to do is you want to state the size of the property which you are actually going to be cultivating on. Now, here's the thing. If, say, for example, the whole size of the land is maybe, say, 5 or so acres, you're going to say 5 acres. The land is 5 acres, of which one or maybe say a half an acre is going to be used, right? But in this case, for this example, the land is half an acre, and all of the half acre will be used, right? Then for question 2, they want to find out how much cannabis will you be harvesting at any one time. So what you want to do is to estimate it, because remember, there's a lot of different conditions that dictate what your harvest is going to be, especially when you're cultivating outdoor. The strain types and all those kind of stuff, your feeding regimen, um, and among other things may factor into your yield. So you want to just estimate it from a half a pound based on your half an acre based on your experience. Approximate how many pounds will you be harvesting any one time. And then what you want to do is also factor into that a contingency of maybe say add 20% more to that amount. All right. Then from there, they want to know, just estimate about how many weeks it will actually take, or the time period before you actually harvest. In some cases, it's 6 weeks, in others, it is 12. In some cases, it could be up to 9 months. You just want to write that in here. And in this case, example, we just put 6 to 12 weeks. For 4, it's asking about the type of ganja you're going to be growing. Here, you're not listing the strain names. You're just listing pretty much the family types. So we have sativa and we have indica. Now, in most cases, you don't know if you're going to be growing a sativa or indica, depending on what contract you may get or what the market is demanding. So you just want to select both for that. Now, at 5, it pretty much talks about your growing method. Are you going to be growing outside? Are you be growing inside a house or a warehouse? Will you be growing in greenhouse or a shade house or anything to that effect? Now, if you know how you're going to be growing, then by all means select that option. If, say, for example, you don't know, then you can select all these options so that the licensing authority have some idea that you may cultivate indoor or you may cultivate outdoor. Now, say for example, your license is issued and it was issued whereby which you, for outdoor cultivation, you cannot just start cultivating in a greenhouse without notifying the cannabis licensing authority and to have them come and do an inspection to ensure that it meets the compliance requirement. And we can talk further about that if you have any additional questions by just giving us a call. Again, our number is 622-9948. Then here for question 6, it pretty much just deals with the purpose of which you're cultivating. Are you cultivating for R&D purposes, retail, processing, or export? My recommendation is that you just select all, because you don't know who your buyers may be. Your buyers may possibly be a retailer, it may possibly be an exporter, maybe a processor, or maybe somebody wants to just do research and development, whereby which they are trying to determine the type of strains, what's in it, and maybe what medicinal or valuable compound or CBD or cannabinoid is inside the actual plant. Now, for question 7, it just asks wants to know, do you have a buyer? Are you in conversation with persons, with persons to buy your product? Because maybe you're a good grower and you're known, and somebody say, hey, well, how about start growing for me or whatnot? You want to actually state who that person is or that company, um, so that the CLA have an idea. Well, okay, this if we issue a license to this person, the cannabis won't be sold in the unregulated market, but it will be sold in the regulated market. Now, if you don't have a buyer, just select no, and when you select no, you will be allowed time to actually identify a buyer, because the license actually will not be issued until you sign a tripartite agreement with a buyer. All right, and pretty much that's all you have to do. You don't need to do anything else on this application form. You just need to complete this section as an individual. If you were applying as a processor or somebody else, you would just complete that section which applies to your particular application. Now, if say for example you were applying as a processor and you are also applying as a cultivator, as an individual, you would not be able to do that. You would actually have to form a company, whether it's a sole proprietorship, a partnership, or a limited liability entity. So all you need to do now is just go down to the bottom of the application, and then you need to write in your name. Here, this is pretty much a declaration which talks about the information and the accuracy of the information. You want to ensure that you don't lie on the application for any reason, because it could cause you to your licenses to be refused, or it could cause your license to be revoked if they find out that you lied to them after the fact. So here you just want to enter your name, and then you want to enter your position. In this case, you're the owner. Then you want to sign and then just date the application, and that's it. And you're done. Again, we are Takaya, and we are open to listening to hearing your queries. You can reach us at 876-622-9948, or you can visit our website at www.tacaya.com, or you may reach out to us on social media. We are more than happy to assist, because we do believe that everyone who wants to access the medicinal and economic benefits of cannabis should be able to do so. All right, guys, have a good one.